Hi, welcome to Goats, Gardens, and Healthy Tips. Today we are actually going to feature our wonderful rabbit hutch that Bob built for us. And we have had our little bunnies here for 2 years. This is Sunny, the brown one, and this is Mickey. Sunny I named Sunny because he reminded me of sunshine. And Mickey, I named Mickey after my dad. That was my dad's nickname, and he's so handsome. My dad thought he was so handsome, so I named him Mickey. Anyways, that's Sunny and Mickey. They're 2 years old. And originally we had purchased a rabbit hutch online, had it, ordered it online. It was fine. It's like a 2-story, they can go up and down the ramp on the inside. And, it was fine, but it just was like, I didn't feel like it was very sturdy for all of our different weather patterns we have here. Once again, we're in Minnesota, so we have really strong winters with a lot of cold and ice, and we have rain, and we have hot and humid in the summer. And that one also sat on the ground, and so I was a little concerned about it kind of rotting out after a while. So we have moved that one into the garage, and that is their extreme weather hutch in the garage. And this is their home about 80% of the time. So I wanted something that was really good weather quality and sturdy and predator proof. And I also wanted one that was off the ground like this, because not only does it make it easy to access the inside for cleaning and feeding, and it also gives them a really nice shady area underneath and a place to put their food and water that's out of the elements as well, so for their outside food and water. So Bob designed this and built this. He did such an excellent job that I wanted to share in case anybody else is building a rabbit hutch. They want to take some ideas from this. So I highly recommend, if you are a builder person, to build your own rabbit hutch. They're just so much more sturdier and probably cost efficient as well. I didn't really add up the cost of this because we had a lot of scraps left from building our goat barn, and we implemented a lot of that. So I'm just going to kind of go through the basic build of our little bunny thing here. And then we have pictures that I took along the way, and we can insert those as well. That gives a little bit more features. And maybe we'll just start over on this end. So this is their box, and we chose to insulate this because, like I said, we live in Minnesota. We have very cold winters, and no, I'm not leaving them out when it's 20 below zero, but they really like to be outside. They're used to being outside. So in the winter, I usually bring them in the garage for the evenings. We have a garage that we keep heated above freezing. And then they love to come out here for the afternoons where it's sunny and warm, and they can see the sun and be out in the sun. And they like being in snow too. So, but this is the indoor hutch. Like I said, it is insulated. And then I had this idea when we were doing this, like for keeping this clean, about kind of fitting it so that we could put one of the regular size storage bins in here. So that's what we did, and then put a hole in it that is equivalent to the size of the hole from the wooden hutch here that goes into their little fenced in area. And this has worked out so great. I put straw in here. The only thing I have to say is, in the winter, I would dump it out, and I kind of banged it against a rock, and then I cracked it because it was so cold out. So that wasn't a good idea, but I just put some duct tape on there. But I put some hay in here, and that is where they go in the summer and the winter. Summer they go in there because it's cool if they want to, and the winter they go in there when they want warmth, when they're outside. And it has worked out so good. I mean, this has just kept this so clean. And I do have to say too that I've kind of litter box trained them, and I'll talk about that on the other end, but they rarely use this to do their pottying, and it stays really, really clean. So that's been kind of cool. So the door is all insulated, and it's got a nice little latch on here to keep it nice and secure. So that is their little nesting box, I'll call it. And then this area is just their general area in here. They like to drag out the straw and sit on the straw out here. So every once in a while I'll clean it out and put new straw in their box, and then they'll drag out a pile again that they like to sit in. And this was another idea we had was, I'm going to take this out. This is their litter box. We had these were dog crate or dog kennel kind of plastic
Flooring.
yeah, like flooring to keep the dogs off the ground. And we had gotten those with a kennel that we bought secondhand online for the bunnies actually. And we weren't really going to use them, but then I thought that would be perfect to put over the hardware wire so that it wasn't so hard on their feet, and then it's easily washable and everything. So we kind of built this exterior area to fit this, and it rides up off the top, so there's airflow up and down. And then underneath this, hi Nikki, underneath this we have the hardware wire. You know, it's being supported by the boards that go across there, but we have the hardware wire underneath that. So that worked out really good. And then I'll take that out every once in a while and clean out there, but that stays really quite clean too. And then we've got plywood along the back, along the top, and then a hardware wire over on that side over there so that they get good airflow in there. I do have a couple of feeders, if you want to shoot those, Bob, that I put hay in at night. I lock them up in here at night just for extra safety. And so I put feed or hay in there. And then over on this side, in the winter, I'll put a heated water bowl in here. And so we just cut a hole in the wire there for the wiring for the heated water bowl, and then it comes up and goes out. It does have a coil on it, so they can't chew on it, but I keep it up and out for them for heated water. So then we have the litter box, which is just a cat litter box, and I use it's a aspen wood pellet. Now it's kind of disintegrated, but I'll put that in probably like every 4 days, and I use something called First Saturday Lime. Put a little bit of that in there, and they use that for their potty place, so that works out really good. And what I had read was if you put the litter box where they eat, they'll learn, because they potty when they eat. They'll learn that that's their place to go. And so I did that from the time I got them, and they're really good about going in there. And then there again, in the outside area where their bag of hay is, that's where they go outside. And so I just clean that up every morning when I'm cleaning up with the goats. And but you know, they keep it pretty clean in here. So that is the features of this. And do you want to say anything about your construction here, Bob, for anything special?
Nothing really special, but want the doors to be easily tipped down so we can pull that flooring thing out.
Yep. Worked out good. Sometimes in the winter they swell a little bit, and so I have to kind of jimmy them around a little bit, but you know, it's worked out pretty good. I did not paint on the inside because they do chew on wood, and I didn't want them chewing on paint, so I tried to just paint, you know, I painted here as a weather protector, but this closes, and so they're not exposed to that. And just like here as other extra weather protection, but I tried not to paint anywhere where they were going to be. They really love being outside. I know a lot of people have indoor rabbits, and they're really lucky. They're like little dogs. We have dogs in the house, that would not work, but I wanted them out here by our goats and just as kind of our backyard thing, and they really love their space out here. They're always happy, and they just really enjoy being out here. So they were, I got them from a family. They had like a hobby farm, and the kids had rabbits, and they once in a while would have babies, and then the kids would, you know, take care of the babies until they were old enough to get rid of it and sell them. So it was kind of fun to be able to support their little project that they had going there to get them. So they are brothers, and I think they were 2 months old when I got them. And then I got them neutered at 4 months old because they do tend to fight the males if they are not neutered, and spray, and they've been really good. So that's worked out really well. They started fighting like 2 days before I got them neutered. It was when that 4 month thing kicked in. That's when they come to their adult maturity. And so I did have to separate them just for like 1 or 2 days before they got neutered, and then they've been just fine. So that is kind of the outdoor construction of this. We put it off the ground. It's about, a little above my knees. There again, the height you might want to adjust according to your height and everything, but that was comfortable for me to be able to easily be able to get in and take care of, and then also leaving plenty of room for them underneath and for me to get under there and clean if I was to want to rake under there or whatever. It'd be easy to get at. And then Bob put shingles on the top for weathering once again because of our weather extremes. And I used a really good exterior paint, same as I used on the goat barn, the same paint, to keep it from rotting, the wood from rotting. We put these just patio blocks underneath and leveled them to once again give it support, and it is really solid here. It doesn't move at all, so I feel like it's pretty secure. And then Bob built this really nice little exit for them, which they love. Just a little table and then the ladders, and they like to sit up here in the sun, or a lot of times that's where I'll give them. I just brought them some green grass and give them a treat there. The grandkids, when they come over and they give them a treat, a lot of times they'll give them a treat up there, and so that
So
kind
you
of.
just remove the ladder and shut the door
Oh
at
yeah,
night?
yeah. So at night, what I do at night, I do lock them in at night. We have a lot of predators, and we have predator-proofed our kennel, and we'll go over that too. But I always want to do everything I can to keep them safe because it makes me feel better. So at night, we just take this off. He's got a nice little hook here so that ladder won't fall. It hooks in right here. So I just take that off and lay it down here and put the bunnies in with their nighttime salad and hay. And they get a salad 2 times a day and hay twice a day. And then latch that up and make sure they're secure in there. And then when I come out to do chores in the morning, we just open it back up, and then I bring their feed and water outside for the day because they do really like to be outside. But they will come up and lay in here if it's windy or hot or cold or whatever, so they have everything they need. And then as far as our kennel, when we first got them, they were little, and I had a rabbit when I was a kid, and my daughter had one for a while. So, I had gotten online, what was it, 6x12 kennel, Bob?
Yep. We started with 6x12, so you can
So,
see the difference.
We had them just in a 6x12 space
we get a little
with
bit
their
of grass
kennel.
left
And
on
it
the side.
started out with that smaller hutch too, so it didn't seem so much. And then we put the big hutch in here, and it just seemed a little bit crowded. These are some more of those
Yep, plastic flooring.
plastic flooring, and the reason I put them there is because in the spring, when all the snow melted that shoveled around here, that just got really muddy, and that was kind of my entrance to come in and take care of the rabbit hutch, and so I put those down to walk on, and now they just have kind of stayed there. But so we were just like, right here was where it was,
6 feet wide, 12 feet
and I
long.
just wanted a bigger space for them because they're going to be here for a long time. So I found another set of panels online, and we just put that in this summer and extended their space, and they just love it. Of course, it was all nice green grass, and then that lasted, 2 weeks, Bob?
Yep.
And they ate all the grass.
They can eat really fast.
But they really like their space here. When we had the little space, we had hardware wire across the roof, and that was a mistake. I felt really safe about it, but the snow collected on top of it, and we had so much snow last winter. It snowed constantly, like a lot of snow, and I would have to get a stool out and get the shovel and shovel off the top of the kennel, or every time, because it would not drop down through the hardware cloth. So we replaced it with this fabric, nylon woven bird net, and that's mainly what it's for, is to protect them from, we have a lot of hawks and eagles and owls and stuff, so protect them from that. And that worked out just perfect. This was the leftover from our chicken coop, and we just literally had exactly the right amount to put over the top of this. So I'm hoping that the snow will drop down through this better, and then we just shovel in here, and that will make it much easier to take care of. And then, as you can see on the side here, we have the hardware wire that comes up It's 4-foot hardware wire, so 2 feet above the ground and 2 feet under the ground. And fortunately, Bob has a Kubota with a backhoe, so we were just able to, what did we do? Did we mark on the grass where the kennel was with
We
a spray
figured
paint?
out, yeah, where the line needed to be and just dug down
Yeah.
2 feet.
And then put the kennel up and put the hardware cloth in,
Yeah.
and then
fill it
covered it
back
back,
in.
filled it back in again. So that worked out really good. And then just use zip ties to connect it to the kennel, and that way. Now with the chickens, we put the hardware cloth as a fanned out so nothing could dig in. But with the bunnies, you want to put it straight down if you can, because they dig out. And so, like as you can see over here, they like to dig. That's just their natural thing. So they've been digging here, so I just keep putting rocks in. And eventually I'll just put a row of rocks all the way around. It's not like an emergency situation, but I just keep adding a few rocks, so I'll put rocks around. And then they'll just dig somewhere inside here like they're doing here and be happy with that. But I just don't want them to dig, take a chance of digging out even though that hardware cloth is there. Or having a spot for predators to dig in. So anyways, it's worked out really good, and just wanted to share our wonderful rabbit hutch by Bob the Builder. In case you are looking to build a rabbit hutch, just some ideas that might be helpful for you.